Welcome back, my friends, to the show that never ends, and glad you could attend. Come inside, Movie Maniacs, as we take a look at the highly anticipated, well, my anticipated film, and that is The Green Inferno. Yes, it was supposed to come out a couple of years ago, I think. Been delayed and controversy with it, but Eli Roth's cannibal story about a group of student activists who go out to the jungles of Peru to help try to save a tribe. But when the plane crashes, they run across a tribe, and soon they find that they may regret exactly what they were set out to save. And we see how this group of individuals deal with the cannibals in The Green Inferno. Okay, what can I say? Last time I saw Eli Roth's film, Aftershocks, I didn't care for that film. I enjoyed this film. Maybe it's because seeing a cannibal film on the widescreen, getting wide release alone appealed to me. I am surprised that this film made it to the big screen. Now, don't get me wrong. Many cannibal film enthusiasts out there, those of you who are a fan of there, may find the first hour setup of this film boring, and some of this film even a bit tame for your taste. But for your modern horror audience who do not watch cannibal films, I can see where some people are fainting and leaving the theater, not expecting what they get in this film. Eli Roth gives us a send-up to those old cannibal films of the late 70s, early 80s, those controversial ones where they actually killed animals on screen and such. And so this is a send-up to them. It doesn't go quite the extreme that I thought he would, but it goes more extreme than any modern horror that I've seen in quite a while. And so I give him props there for getting it out to wide release. Now we've got Lorenza Izzo in here playing the main character who you're supposed to get attached to, and they do that well. In the first hour, some people may find it boring, saying, oh, nothing happens. But there is a lot of character set up. We get attached to these characters. We get the purpose of why they're actually in the jungle. They aren't just flying by and happen to have the plane crash, though you could have probably did it like that. But I liked that because it helped, one, get you in touch and not want anything bad to happen, at least to some of the characters, but you've also got that anticipation, knowing what film you're watching, that something bad is going to happen to the characters. So they play off of that anticipation and dangle it out for you for quite some time. And again, that may turn some people off. I actually enjoyed it. I found that story, part of the story, great. And then we get into this third act where they get captured by the cannibals, and oh man, let me tell you folks, there isn't a lot of gore in here, but the gory parts that we do have are pretty impressive and intense. I will say that I have not seen an arm get chopped off as realistic as it did here since 2000 Maniacs. I really enjoyed the gore and the fact that we had lots and lots of practical gore in here that added to the visceral feel of the scenes, as well, just giving it that extra gory feel. And there's a little bit of humor worked into the gore as well, which I think he kind of had to do in order to get it past the MPAA. Now, rumor is that there isn't going to be a director's cut. The scene that you see, the scenes that you see on film are what you get, and that's a little disappointing for me because I would have liked to see even more of the practical gore effects just because they looked really good. They were fun. I know I'm a sick individual, but I love horror films. What can I say? But they put a lot of work into those gore effects, so I really appreciated the fact that he went practical with those effects, and it had such an effect on the crowd. Now, we didn't have many people in the audience, but I did see a few people in the audience kind of crouch down in their chair and went, oh! Meanwhile, me, I apologize to you folks that I was laughing. I was enjoying myself too much going, oh, they just did that. I was trying not to be too vocal, but I was laughing at certain scenes because I was enjoying the film. Again, never thought I'd see a film like this on the big screen, and it was an enjoyable time for me. This is probably one of the more enjoyable modern horror films I've seen in quite a while. I just don't remember quite having this much fun with a modern horror film that has gotten wide release. And no jump scares, and you know what? That's fine by me. This film is meant to tickle your brain and maybe nauseate you a little, and I think it will succeed for the average new horror viewer out there. If you're a fan of the cannibal films, you may actually find this a little bit tame. Me, I really enjoyed it. Props to Eli Roth. I give it 4 stubs out of 5. Yes, 4 out of 5. I really enjoyed this film. I think it's worth the time for anyone looking for just a little bit edgier horror film in your modern horror film on the big screen. I would go support this one. Some great performances and some fun visuals. If you can get through the first hour, for some of you looking for a lot of action, you may be a little disappointed, but those of you looking actually for a horror film with some character development, I think this will be up your alley, as long as you can get past the extra gory bits. So that'll about do it for us here. If you've seen Green Inferno, please leave your comments down below. Love to hear your thoughts on this interesting, controversial film. Again, compared to the films that it's a send-up to, it is a little bit more tame, so some people may be disappointed. But for your modern horror films that have come out for wide release over the past few years, I think it is one of the edgier ones, and I'm glad we get to see it on the big screen rather than just on video on demand and direct to DVD. So leave your comments down below. Love to hear your thoughts. Please subscribe and support the channel. I'm trying to get 1,000 by the end of the year. I'm not sure if we're going to get there, but I appreciate every single one of my subscribers. Thank you so much for watching, and as always, till next time, keep that ticket stub.